Guys, welcome back to another episode of Let's Nirvana. Today we have a very special guest, the face of social media, Asala Alalami, the content creator. How are you, Asala? Welcome to episode number 3.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Who is Asala Alalami behind closed doors? How are you like? And you know what do you do? Like, what do you do behind the camera when you turn everything off? Who are you as a person?
So honestly, I'm literally the same exact person I am on social media, in real life, and even behind closed doors. But for sure, يعني, I can get to the topic about also mental health. That's something I don't share to my social media, whether it's like Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, anything. Of course, behind closed doors is someone that's not always يعني, 100% energetic, always the same يعني, positive energy that we show on social media. That can apply to most مثلا content creators all across the world. مثلا they only show you guys a small percentage of their life and never like 100%. So behind closed doors is actually someone that deals with anxiety a lot. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. It shouldn't be funny, but يعني, I do have like anxiety about things. I do overthink a lot. Also behind closed doors, to look at it from the positive side, I do love to like spend time with family. I appreciate like those small moments that I maybe like, even if we just go out for like a barbecue or anything, this is like a small thing to some people, but it means the world to me. So yeah, that's who I am behind closed doors, I guess.
Okay, I mean, you mentioned two things. You mentioned anxiety and you mentioned family. So when you said anxiety, you actually laughed a bit, which is something that we should take it normally because I feel like life is too short. And if we focus on anxiety as something bad, instead of trying to maybe try to take the positive from what this anxiety is getting to us or what does it do to us, I feel like it's so much better than just, okay, I have anxiety, let me just stay home, let me no, but you still have that positive energy to kind of go out, not only record but have the social life with your family, with your friends, and that's honestly what we need to do as human beings. And the second thing is family, which is honestly something, it's a big topic, and I want to know how important is family to you growing up, how influential were your parents, what did you learn, and just what do you love about the word family when someone says family to you? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, so family means the entire world to me. Alhamdulillah, my childhood was very nice. I did, most of my childhood was here in Qatar. And most people here in Qatar, normally, like every Thursday or every Friday, they go to the beach. That's what we used to do, like with my entire family. Every Thursday, we would just all hang out and go to the beach or have the best times of our life. So honestly, with my family, they mean the whole world to me. They always supported me throughout everything that I ever did in my life. At first, even like I just want to connect content creation with how my family perceived it at first, which is why it took so long for me, almost like 10 years of my life trying to convince my parents to go into social media. Especially like if you look at it from like a generational difference, you can see with our generation, it's easy for us to like, yeah, everyone around us has Instagram, has TikTok that they post on. Whereas like my parents' generations, this was never a thing. Like especially for girls to go on social media and make videos and talk and do collaborations. So ever since like grade 6, I've always wanted to do social media, and I always used to vlog on my phone and everything. Like I would literally just hang out with my friends, and I would be vlogging the entire thing, and they couldn't like. They don't even want to be sitting next to me recording, but I forced them. But they were never posted anywhere because my parents always told me to not. And although my parents are always supportive to this day, at that time I felt like they just cared so much about my safety, which I understand now, I guess. But at that time, I felt like it was something that I've always wanted that they didn't want me to do. So the reason I'm also very comfortable talking in front of a camera is because I always, you know how people have diaries that they write like all their problems in? For me, it was actually just opening my camera and I would just share everything with my camera. So that's why I felt Hadi, that sense of like, what's the word? sense of like I felt so comfortable in front of a camera to share anything with it. So over the years, my parents, I guess they saw, and I'm annoying them too much with like vlogging at home. So they're like, well, so after when I graduated university, they told me you can do whatever you want. So it literally took from مثلا grade 6 all the way to the till August actually, until my parents said yes, you can start vlogging and doing all of these things. And now, to go back to your question about like family and everything, now they're the ones telling me when are you gonna go record next. They're the ones that are like excited for my next collaborations. Now they're telling me why are you sitting at home? Why aren't you out recording? So now they're like so supportive because now they see what it is that I always loved doing. I'm so thankful now that they're so supportive, and they're the ones actually motivating me every day to record the video and go out and all of that بصراحة. So family means the world to me, honestly. Even like my sisters and my brother, they all support, alhamdulillah.
That's amazing. I feel like family, because obviously of the generational gap, like you mentioned, they focus on other things and they see the world in a different perspective. And it came to a point where I used to play basketball in Al Gharafa Sports Club back in the days. And then I had IGCSEs at that time in school, exams and stuff. My father told me, hey, you're going to stop. Because in his eyes, obviously, exams are more important. And you have to grow up. You have to be a salesperson or a doctor. Or we didn't have these content creation, videos, vlogs, and it wasn't there for parents. And from your end, yes, I guess they were supporting you because they saw something else. But it's amazing how they actually supported you through the journey. And how can I say this? Like at the end of the day, you were doing something that you loved, despite of them not believing it in the beginning because they didn't know what it was. Some parents don't really do that. Some parents will just be like, hey, listen, it's my way. You're not going to do this. And that's it.
I don't know if you know much about like manifestation and all of that, but I truly believe, like if you truly believe in something, I feel like you can definitely achieve it, no matter how long it takes. Honestly, I never thought I would ever go into content creation from how many times my parents used to say like, no, you can't, no. But I was persistent with it. I saw myself as someone that will eventually go into social media and create content. So the reason I mentioned manifestation is also because you have to like always believe in yourself. Not everyone around you is going to believe in you except you. End of the day, you're going to do what you want. And I know I had a few friends as well where their parents want them to become engineers, but they don't want to become that. I'm like, okay, it's good to listen to your parents, of course, but at the same time, you're not really living your life. It's like they're living their life twice, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're not going to be happy with your life because you're not doing what you want or love.
That's true. They want to see many themselves, or like in you, exactly. Like many them and you. That's what they want. Exactly. But that's why I said like some parents, they will say no, and then some kids will listen to them without actually replying back. However, some parents will understand and will let you, for example, try a certain thing that you believe in and that you like, and then they'll give you that like window. Okay, go and explore it. Go and be yourself. Go and do what you love, and they will support you no matter what. Even if you did not succeed in that thing, they will still be there for you, which is amazing.
They supported me throughout switching so many times, like in high school and university. I always wanted to, because they always said no to social media and the thing that I want. I tried to find that love for something else. For example, in my first year of uni, I wanted to go into forensic science, which I'm interested in it. And then I switched to wanting to study a different language, but I never found that same feeling that I feel now with social media. I even switched to film. They supported me throughout the entire thing. I went to film. I didn't really feel that feeling as well. And then I went into psychology to kind of help myself, because it did not help me at all with psychology.
Honestly, no, but I love psychology. I mean, I'm not I don't know a lot about it, but I'm a person that loves to know about the human nature, about how they are, about how they interact with other people. I feel like psychology in general, and like human behavior, is important in our day-to-day life. Really important. But you mentioned something about family, because they supported you throughout the whole journey, even when they were persistent in the beginning, saying, "Hey, no, this is not for you" and stuff. How did you cross that bridge? How did you go from them saying no to actually them agreeing to you being a content creator, and then being Asala that is now?
Honestly, because I'm the youngest girl, I have two older sisters. My parents would always ask my sisters about whether what I'm doing is right. Especially because we moved from Qatar to the West. That transit, and I grew up in the West. So they just want to make sure that what I'm doing is not really westernized, if that makes any sense. So they would always go back to my sisters, especially my older sister. They would always ask her, and then she'd be like, "No, she shouldn't do this and that." So I blame my sisters. But then after, I guess they made me, they allowed me to open up a TikTok account where I used to talk about mental health. Whatever I studied in, while I majored in psychology, I would make videos on my TikTok, and I would make videos. They allowed me, and I was so happy. I'm like, finally. Then after, I still didn't feel that feeling that I was talking about earlier. And it's not what I want to do. I just wanted anything that has to do with social media. So when they told me I can post on TikTok, I'm like, okay, khalas, yalla. And then afterwards, they saw me. As I said, I'm very persistent with it. I remember the time I told my sisters, please, like, literally stand with me on this. This is something I want. For the time I asked my dad, he's like, let's just wait till you graduate university, until they tell you, like, you're graduating and everything. Then you can do whatever it is that you want. I remember even graduation day, I crossed the stage, and then when I sat down, I literally texted my family. I'm like, I'm starting my YouTube channel today. But that's pretty much it. It's just like kind of convincing my sisters to stand, kind of like with me, because I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just I'm creating content. This is just kind of telling them the idea of it. Because nowadays, what you see on TikTok, مثلا, there's a lot of different, في weird videos and في normal ones. So I guess they just don't want me to go into the weird part of it, I guess. For my own safety, as I mentioned in the beginning.
It's the idea of, okay, what is social media to them and what's social media to us? Because obviously, if you go to social media, like you mentioned, you'll see weird, like all kind of stuff. And that's why when we create content, we need to create content that's like altered and that has a purpose behind it. But I want to ask, so you got into social media or into content creation, from what I understood, because of love, because you actually enjoyed doing it. Was there another reason, like that day you woke up and you were like, I want to create videos, I want to be on social media? Did you find any other inspirations from any other places? Or was it something that you just woke up one day and you're like, no, I want to do this?
So honestly, when I was younger, I used to watch so many YouTubers, and I always used to see how they work with like other brands that I wish to work with, مثلا. Till now, I wish to work with like certain skincare brands. And when I saw that they just make videos, they talk, which is two things that I really love, they would get these like collaborations with amazing companies. And I feel like I got this inspiration from them. There's a few names, Bethany Mora, there's Joey Graceffa, there's My Life as Eva. Like if you watch their old videos, it's mostly like unboxing videos and like they talk about brands. But I guess my inspiration kind of came through them. But other than that, I guess I just had the passion. I don't know, I was always a creative person, even in school. Like I remember, I'm not the type of person to be, I love learning things, but I'm not the type of person that would like open up history books and read like 20 pages and actually focus reading it. I'm not that type of person at all. I was always the one that's like good, I did well in school projects, like projects مثلا هيك posters or like 3D work. I was always that creative person. So I think it was like everything combined together that gave me this inspiration. But yeah, it's just pretty much about love and the YouTubers that I used to watch from before.
Okay. Honestly, guys, shout out to Asala. She hit 4K recently, Her socials are gonna be down below. I'm gonna post her Instagram, everything. It's gonna be there, guys. Go follow, go subscribe, go comment. She's doing amazing. Let's make sure you get to 5K soon. And
Thank you so much.
Wallah, yeah, I can't wait for you to actually start kind of doing videos and stuff like that for the skincare companies that you want to work for. Sephora, hit her up.
Sephora, exactly. Sephora, please.
Hit her up, Sephora. No, inshallah, you will do it. Wallah, the thing is, not a lot of people do it here. Not when people do content creators, when people do content creation, they don't focus on the content. They just want to put videos out there and not worry about anything else. But I feel like, honestly, with watching your videos, first of all, you're always energetic, you're always smiling. It's just amazing. Like when you're feeling down, when I'm someone who's just like sad and tired and stuff, and I see Asala on my social media, honestly, I just smile. Like it's just, hey, for no reason, just knowing that you give me positive energy is just something that not a lot of people do, because most people do it for the sake of getting paid ads and getting these things. But I feel like, no, you love to spread that positive energy.
Thank you so much. Wallah, that means the world to me. You know how in the beginning I was talking about like anxiety and everything? I feel like whenever I open up my camera and record and share that positive energy, I feel like it just makes me forget about my anxiety. And when I share to hear such comments, well, it makes me even happy. Like, you made me smile, Anjad. So that means the world to me, seriously. The aim of what I wanted is actually true. Yeah, it's coming, it makes other people happy as well.
And this brings me to the point, or the next topic, of mental health. Because obviously, behind closed doors, where people don't see Asala, don't see camera, don't see how you are in even real life, if you go to have a shooting in some vendor, there is a human being behind it. And how do you deal with mental health, with stress, anxiety, all these things when it comes to creating content? Because usually we forget about these things. We forget about ourselves. We forget about making ourselves happy. We're focused more on making others happy.
It might sound weird as well, because you mentioned we focus too much on making others happy. Whenever I make others happy and I see their energy, خلاص, after I make them happy, when they become happy, it makes me happy again. I know I use the word happy 50 times. People's energy, people's positivity, I guess it really affects me too. But at the same time, of course, I do things behind closed doors where I try to meditate. I do meditate a lot. I do guided meditations on YouTube. I feel like those help me ease everything, actually. It just makes me feel like I'm in the moment. I'm not thinking of the future or the past too much, or even the present moment. I'm literally just floating whenever I'm doing it. I feel like it's important to put your mental health above everything, honestly. For sure, it's when I meditate, I feel like it just makes me forget about everything that I'm thinking about, because as I said, I do overthink a lot, and the only way I can't, it just stops me, is when I do these meditations. Other than that, sometimes I do go to the gym. I feel like that also, when I play very loud music in the gym, I feel like that just also eases down the negative thoughts or anything that goes on in my head. Other than that, it's literally just creating content, because it also makes me happy. I don't know, I just get that happiness from creating videos, editing, doing voiceovers, everything. And of course, seeing friends or spending time with the family, all of these things boost my happiness, I guess.
Okay. What other activities do you do behind closed doors? Like, obviously, you mentioned gym, you mentioned spending time with the family and friends. But what other things, what other hobbies do you have? Because I saw that on your Instagram that you love traveling as well.
I do love to travel, yes. Other than that, I have a piano that I love to play. It breaks everyone's ears because I pretend to know how to play, but I'm literally playing something. Other than that, I also love to draw. I'm really good at drawing like cartoons. These are the two other things that I do. Three, with traveling. I love to travel and explore different cultures, seeing different people, I guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna actually, I wanted to make something a tradition in Let's Nirvana. I wanted to mention it at the end, but I know for a fact that I might forget. So after every episode, I would request from the person I'm interviewing to give me something, basically a very small gift, right? That I can save it and that I can keep it, that will symbolize this podcast. And since you mentioned drawing, I'm sorry, but I want you to draw something for the podcast.
Oh,
It can be the broadcast's logo. It can be something.
I would love to.
You're creative, right? Take your time. This is your task.
I wish I did not sit. I'm joking. I will. I love that.
Yeah. All right, moving on. I want to ask you about. So we talked about family. We talked about mental health and how you deal with it. We talked about content creation. It's your happy place. But I want to ask about your childhood. What things that you learned from your childhood? What kind of advices that your family gave you that you still have it run by you till today and you still use? And what kind of also challenges did you face, but they were good challenges that you learned from it and that you're still using till today?
Honestly, I don't know if you would believe me if I say it, but I did used to have social anxiety before. I was always the quiet person. Even with like family gatherings, it's just my family, but I would always remain quiet. Like I never used to express myself. I guess it's just being the youngest sibling or like youngest girl. I have a younger brother now, but just being the youngest sibling, it's like it's not that your opinion doesn't matter, but it's because you're the youngest. No one ever like listens. But I just never used to talk at that time. So I feel like getting out of that was pretty hard, بصراحة. I used to like do things that I had to like step out of my comfort zone in, and that is getting like a job that forced me to talk to people. And I remember it used to be hard at first. So I used to never say no to people. I was always the person that would be like, they would tell me something, they would ask me a question, or they would be like, let's do this. So hey, deep down, I don't want to, but I would always say yes. Okay, I would always be like, yes, 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 let's do it and everything. But then my parents, since we're bringing in like parents of Afloheg, my parents actually taught me how to like set boundaries, how to like stand up for myself. And that took a lot of courage because when I was younger, I used to have social anxiety. And having social anxiety makes you not want to even like speak out or speak up, like standing up for yourself or even setting boundaries. When you have social anxiety, I don't know if you're like familiar with it, but when someone has social anxiety, they're just they don't want the person in front of them to feel sad. So they always try to like satisfy them by always saying yes, yes, yes. The reason my social anxiety kind of like faded away, it didn't take only 2 days. It actually took so many years for my social anxiety to go away. But what helped me most was getting a job, which actually forced me to speak to people. And I feel like at first it used to be very hard to be making conversation, telling people about the sales going on, or even being, because I used to work at Bath & Body Works in Canada, so they used to put me at front of shop, which is like greeting the customers in, because they want someone energetic, but I only showed that energy to my managers, never like strangers. It was literally something I had to like step out of my comfort zone كتير فيه. And I feel like my parents had a big part in it too, where they told me how to like set boundaries and stand up for myself. And pretty much that's how it evolved, I guess.
All right. I used to have social anxiety as well, but back in school. So when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11, I used to always not like to speak up, not like to go out with people. So I can relate from that sense. But it's when was that you actually had a job?
I had a job like 2019, 2020, which was recently.
You were also creating content?
At that time, I was doing the mental health TikToks at that time. It wasn't really like creating videos that I do now on my Instagram.
Okay. It's how did you transition? So obviously right now you're only are you working a 9 to 5 as well in Qatar?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm a social media specialist now.
Nice.
In Qatar, alhamdulillah.
How do you manage a 9 to 5 job and also all the other tasks and the content creation that you love as well?
I have no idea. To be completely honest, I really don't know. But especially now, I think I started my job recently, and now because of Ramadan, it's from like 8 to 3. So after 3, I have time to like manage editing videos, and then after iftar is when I get tired and I don't want to do anything, but I kind of force myself to like just pull my phone and then just record هيك a funny video or go to any events that happen around مثلا Pearl and everything.
Okay. Well, you're doing a great job, honestly.
Thank you so much.
For me, I can't like it because I also work a 9 to 5 job, and I'm trying to manage the stress that I get from the job, and obviously recording videos. And because for me, recording videos, I would need to interview people either over Zoom or to me, which is kind of similar to you because you need to get your phone out and record. You need to go to the places. But for me, I'm just finding it very difficult to kind of manifest that energy into what I want to do because I come home tired. I don't have energy to do anything, which is something I need to learn from you then.
Honestly, like the only thing I could say is like even مثلا weekends, if your weekends are Friday, Saturday, I guess that's the best time to like record as much as you can, because I know for the rest of the week you're gonna be tired. Because it's literally like this for me too.
I think the weekends has to be just like grind mode, record, and then you just after work on Sunday, Thursday, you just relax.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened to me this weekend, actually. I had to record because I'm a brand ambassador for a company here in Qatar as well. So I had to come up with ideas for like Ramadan now because they have new iftar menu. And at the same time, there was an event as well. And I had of course, when you go to work, on Thursday, after Thursday, you still think about your work that you did that week, like, مثلا, for me at least, I'm a social media specialist, so I'm recording videos, and bil weekend, I'm also editing those videos for work. So it's not like, I feel like work is always following you. But I don't know how, but on weekends, I feel like I can manage everything because I had to record for that brand ambassador thing I'm doing and also attend an event and also edit the videos for work. I feel like it's just weekends are just the best time to actually do this. I mean, I have no other time except weekends actually.
How honestly, this is something that I'm even struggling with. Like, how do you manage your time and have your personal Asala time and your work Asala time? Because when everything comes, over each other, and when everything is piled up, for me as Muhammad, I feel stressed. I feel that I'm like burnt up, and you need to have, at the end of the day, you need to have time for yourself. How do you manage that?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. A few months ago, I felt so burnt out actually, to the point where I couldn't finish a video till now. It was for a client actually. I'm just being completely transparent with you. At that time, I actually couldn't balance everything. It was very hard because it was like collaboration after collaboration, and my phone has zero storage, but it stressed me out even more. I felt so burnt out to the point where I started procrastinating, and that's really bad. So when you start procrastinating, you literally just like, you avoid the work you should be getting done. When I did that, I lost a client because till now I did not send them the video, and I'm not proud of that. Of course, I'm smiling saying it. I don't know why, but of course I'm not proud of that. But I feel like that taught me a lesson to kind of like manage my time, to be able to set, have collaborations that you're capable of holding. Don't overwork yourself. I feel like when you overwork yourself and you have so many collaborations or work that you have to do, you're not going to get any of it 100% finished. But I guess now I don't know, on weekends I just tell myself today I have to edit all of these, and I just end up finishing them. And then tomorrow I have work, so I'm not even gonna think of any of those videos except for whatever I have for work, يعني the videos that I have to edit for them. So I guess it's just like kind of balancing, but at the same time, sorry, I'm like cutting myself off. At the same time, you have to also like take care of your own mental health instead of just focusing too much on work or even like social media. I feel like and just put yourself above all of these even. Like do meditation, walk outside, do something outside of whatever it is that you're doing. For me at least, it's like recording. Yeah, of course I'm not doing that 24/7. I need to spend time with myself and I need to take care of my own mental health, because you can tell my work is not going to be 100% if my mental health is not good. Yeah.
True, and that's one thing that we need to advise the people that you're working or you're creating something, you have a business on the side, but always take care of yourself, always take care of your mental health, because at the end of the day, people that you see every day in the 9-to-5 job, or if the content creators and all the other celebrities that you see, they will not be there for you. Like, at the end of the day, when you go back to sleep, you're the one there. You're the one who's taking care of yourself. So let's try not to avoid and neglect that and have the balance. And this is something for me and you to figure out. But honestly, I love that you did figure out a part of it, because for creating content, it comes with experience. And in the beginning, you were overwhelmed and like scheduling a lot of things in like after each other. But now I think you kind of put time frames and you made your schedule kind of more organized. And that's something that comes with experience. No one like told you that. No one gives you a book and be like, this is like a content creation guidelines or rules.
Exactly. I'm someone that's, I like to overwork myself, but now I don't like doing it because I saw the outcome that it gave me. I was able to finish something that I was supposed to finish. The problem is I'm also a perfectionist. So I feel like when I have so many videos in front of me to edit, I need each of them to be perfect. And if one isn't satisfying me, I focus so much on it that I forget the rest of the videos. So I feel like now, as you said, with experience, I kind of learned to like manage my time. I have so many calendars literally on all my devices. Wallah. I just like literally manage everything. I'm like, this day, edit or finish this video and post it by Saturday, let's say. So I guess it all comes with like organizing. This is something I never used to do, but now I have to.
If you see on my left right here, there's a board. So I got this new, and I'm writing all sorts of things on it, because when I realized that I'm having I used to write it on my notes on my phone. I used to have like a checklist and I realized I don't even open it. I don't even open my notes. Exactly. It's like, do you ever take pictures of something and then you're like in the same moment, you're like, I'm going to get back to this later, and you never do? Yeah. Literally, I do that a lot. And I'm like, no, I need something right in front of my eyes. I need to see it. And if I see it, I'll do it. So I started getting notes, writing it down. And
funny, I have that same board over there. Wallah, and it has everything I need to do. I'm not even joking, but so funny.
I use colors as well. I don't know if you do, but I don't like using the same color. For me, I'm a person that likes to be organized, and I'm not, unfortunately. And I do procrastinate. I think procrastination hits us all, but I feel like at the end of the day, when you want to get something done, you'll get it done. Maybe it won't be the same outcome, but we need to find a way, honestly, to remove this procrastination. Because I remember back in university, I used to always procrastinate exams. So I used to not study before it. I used to go before like 2-3 hours and then start studying.
Which, oh my God.
Yeah. I thought I used to procrastinate. I used to leave it to the day before. I would literally stay up until, I would stay up a whole day just studying for the exam. Or I would have like maybe 3 large coffees just to stay up. But it never reached to a point where it was like 3 hours before the exam. I thought I was procrastinating.
No. I remember one day I had an exam. It was like at 8 o'clock in the morning. At 5 o'clock, literally, me and my friend, we stayed up until 5. We studied from 5 until like 7. And then from 7, I think the exam was at 8. From 7, we left. We reached the university at like 7:45. And we went to the exam straight away. We were tired, and but that's how it is.
Every exam I used to procrastinate يعني I would do better than the one that I would study for. Wallah, it's so weird. Because like خلاص, you know everything, and يعني sometimes I feel like I take screenshots with my eyes. I'm like, I remember this page. So whenever I see the question on the exam, I'm like, oh, it was that page. I remember.
It's on that line, this word.
Well, it's like this.
No, I feel like we were taught, because of the generational gap, we were taught that, hey, exams, study, you need to get A's, you need to get 100%, you need to get this. At the end of the day, we all passed, and then what did the university certificate give us? Literally nothing.
Exactly.
Which I don't understand. And me as a person, we need, like, I don't know, I want to change the educational system, because reading books and studying books just to get a certificate, at the end of the day, it did not help us get a job. It did not help us with our future. Nothing. And that's why I feel like that's why I feel like procrastination came into us, because with all the technology that happened, with all these things, we felt the need to procrastinate because this is not our priority. I want to ask you, what advice would you give younger people that would want to start the content creation journey?
My advice is just start. Literally just start, because يعني when you go into content creation, you might not have everyone around you supporting you. Okay, it's gonna be maybe a little hard at first. You're not gonna get the support from everyone up until you reach to becoming like Kylie Jenner or whatever. And at the same time, honestly, just start and don't care or compare yourself to other people. I feel like that's only putting yourself down. And what I realized going into social media is you will get hate comments, whether it's about your looks, whether it's about your weight, whether it's about literally the way you talk, your face shape, your anything. Just ignore those, because at the end of the day, you're going to be doing what you love, which is creating content. And honestly, these people, they're just like very insecure. They try to portray that hatred onto others. So if you ever face that as you go into like content creation, then it's okay. Just keep on going. Don't read those comments, because I'm sure you'll get more positive than those hate, negative comments that you'll eventually see. I'm being honest, you will see them. But you just have to learn how to like ignore them and not take it to heart. But in order for them to start content creation, literally just start. Don't think it through. And if it takes you 10 years to convince your parents, do it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
So basically, you're saying just be yourself. Be yourself.
Exactly.
Record videos, and don't worry about the negativity, right?
Exactly.
Can you use that negativity and turn it into a positive? So all these comments that you get, all these negative comments of whatever they are talking about, whether it's your appearance, whether it's how you talk, can you change that into a positive?
You know, the way I look at it, I was actually talking to my friends the other day about it. I'm like, okay, I sometimes get these hate comments on my posts, on a reel. And I know this sounds weird, but it's like on Instagram, they don't care if it's a hate comment or a positive comment. It counts as engagement to the post. So when I get a hate comment, it just boosts the video more. But of course, not in a negative way, but that comment, I guess it adds more onto the engagement. I guess that's the only way you can look at it in a positive way. Other than that, it's a negative comment.
What I would say, you want to post more negative comments? Go ahead. At the end of the day, you're supporting me.
Exactly. It helps with the engagement, actually, and making your video reach more. And yeah, they're doing something negative, but it's actually it's a good thing for me. It's a good thing for my Instagram.
I learned something the hard way, and I'm sure that you kind of encountered it as well many times, where no matter what you do in life, even if you're doing everything right, you will still find people that bring you down, people that are throwing negative comments and try to throw hatred. And exactly. I learned that throughout working in different companies, where people are just, I don't know, they just want to find dirt on you. They want to kind of bring you down just for no reason. That's their personality. And for me, instead of avoiding it, I took it as something positive because I don't know where I saw this quote from, but it was something around the lines of you're not everyone in your life is gonna be a friend. You're gonna find people that are enemies. You're gonna find people that generally don't like you, and when you ask why, they don't even have an answer. So I asked you that question because I feel like we should all take it in a positive way, no matter what. You wanna hate, it's okay, go ahead. But will I manifest it? Will I reply back to you? No, I don't have time for it.
Exactly. As I said, these people are, no matter how the comments were said, I guess these people are just insecure about themselves. So I kind of feel bad for them. Yeah, okay, they're hating on me, but I feel bad. Like, are you okay? Like, literally. Wallah. Most of the time, which is sad to be honest, but I had this person in high school. They never like bullied me, but I know of people that they bullied. For this guy, he would always just make fun of people in our school. But one time, I don't know who told me about his life. كل his يعني حرام. I'm not saying it to يعني I'm not mentioning names or anything, but if you look at his personal life, he has family issues, he has all of these problems at home. He just projects it onto others at school. I kind of يعني عن جد, when you look at these hate comments, there's always, not only are they insecure about themselves, but maybe they're also going through something. See what I mean by overthink? I literally overthink too much. Even like the bullies, I overthink for them. No, but it's true.
I do as well.
Yeah. It's like, why are they the way that they are? Why do they act like that? There is a reason behind it. It's not like they just want to hate. It's maybe they get hated on at home, so they only know of that. They know خلص how to hate. Their parents taught them مثلا how to hate because they hate on him. He just projects that onto people at his school. I guess you can look at these bullies and everything as something positive, and not really positive, but it's like you have to kind of understand their story too.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, in your early days when you started like recording and creating content, did you encounter some hate like that? And obviously I don't want to know what it was, it's fine, but I want to know how did it affect you and how did you jump back? Because maybe in the early days you still don't have that experience, you're still growing, so how did that affect you?
Honestly, just recently actually. Well, I'm opening up right away. I only opened up with like my family, but a lot of people, I guess maybe it's like a Middle Eastern thing, I don't know, but they love to comment on someone's weight a lot. Yeah, I even had a discussion with someone as well, another content creator, who he told me the same thing. They comment about his weight as well. This is something from long time back I used to struggle with the way I look. Like when I had social anxiety and everything, I always used to like struggle with my appearance, everything. I guess when I saw that negative comment now, it's kind of brought me back to the way my thinking was back then. It kind of, it just made me feel very negative, or I know I shouldn't take it to heart, but I did at that time. Recently, I did take it to heart because it just reminded me of such a dark time I used to face a long time back. But honestly, I went back into the thinking of maybe they're just insecure, maybe they're just, I went back into that thinking. And no, khalas, people are gonna hate. Well, as you said, I remember you said no matter how, for example, in terms of like weight to height, whether you're too skinny, people are going to comment, and whether you're too overweight, people are going to comment. Whether you're average, they're going to comment. So no matter what, people are always going to say something. And I guess you just have to خلص, let them bring your video more views.
Back in the day, I used to create YouTube videos, but like it was challenges and pranks and stuff. So it was like just funny things, right? Obviously, that was back in the day. I was like 18, 19, so I was young. I was like 6-7 years ago. And I used to get a lot of hate comments because of how I talked, how I looked, a lot of things, right? How I dressed, it was insane. And when I used to read these comments, I used to get hurt a bit. I used to be like, okay, why are you doing this? And I used to reply. And then I sat with one of my friends and he started laughing about it. He's like, it's like what you were telling me now. It's like, hey, let them bring more views and stuff. He was telling me, bro, why they don't have a life? Why are you replying? And it's like it's not like disrespect, but if you reply, you're just gonna waste your time as well. Let them comment, let them say whatever you want. At the end of the day, just focus on creating content. That's something that you like.
You know what I love to do? I love triggering them back. I know I shouldn't, but for example, one time in high school, something happened. Someone said a really rude comment to me. I literally just put a heart. I'm like, thank you. Like, it was such a mean comment. I was just like, literally a heart. Like, I love annoying them because I just want to show and I don't care. Like, thank you.
That's one way to look at it, I swear.
Yeah.
I should start doing that.
Wallah, me too.
No, wallah, like you send me a negative comment, I should reply with something positive. They will get so mad.
I know.
Like,
I'm
why?
replying them that way. I'm gonna start doing it again now.
Why is she happy? What's going on?
Why
I
is
said
she
so.
happy? I don't mind.
What advice would you give, or what advice would you have loved someone to give you back, like when you were young? So young Asala, you're growing up, you wanted advice. What would you wanted that to be?
Oh, I love that. I need time to think. Wow. No one has ever asked me this question, by the way. Advice that I would wish, hope to hear
Yeah.
from someone.
Yeah, when you were young, like you wanted an advice back in the day because you were going through something, but no one gave it to you. What would it be?
Oh my God, I love that question, actually. Oh my God.
Because I think about these a lot. I think about them a lot. And I even tell myself that. I look in the mirror and I advise myself certain things because I have no one else to advise me.
Yeah.
So it's something that we need.
Maybe I guess at the time when I had like social anxiety and everything, I wish someone had told me not everyone around you is really thinking too much of what you're saying, or they're no one's really judging everything that you're saying. I guess that's the best thing that I would have heard at that time. I always used to care so much about each word. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I used to rehearse before a gathering. My social anxiety was really bad, but I used to rehearse what I would have the conversation in my head. I'm like, if they ask me about school, this is what I'm going to say. But I wish someone told me to kind of like calm down and not overthink it and just be myself. I guess I just tried to kind of like fit in with the environment but also staying quiet at that time. But I guess I wish someone told me to kind of like khalas, calm down, speak your mind, عادي. No one's judging, no one's really thinking about what you're saying as much as you are, I guess your mind makes everything so negative when you speak, when you have social anxiety. Okay.
There's another person here, living here,
Exactly.
rent-free.
Telling you, oh my God, why did you say that? You're so dumb, you're so weird, Like when you say something out loud, this is the negative. At that time, it used to be like that. It's like, why did you just say that? And it used to be weird. It used to be so negative. But alhamdulillah.
Honestly, that's why I love having you on the podcast, because I never thought of Asala as someone that had social anxiety because of how I see you. You're always happy and you're always talking. There's nothing about you says I can't talk or I get stressed when I'm around people. Nothing. And that's where the journey is special, because every person has his own journey, his own life lessons, and it's honestly amazing.
Exactly.
You just have to put yourself out there and you have to step out of your comfort zone and not rely too much on other people to kind of grow from within. I feel like, especially here, I moved and my sisters are still in Canada. I was too attached to them. I always relied on them to kind of also like speak up for me. But I guess now that I moved here alone, not really alone, but without them, I guess now I'm in the face of everything. Like I have to face my problems, I have to face everything. But I guess it's just with life, you have to step out of your comfort zone to grow from.
I wanted to ask you, because you went from Canada to Qatar.
Yes.
So how is that transition? Because it's a completely different culture, different people, different type of lifestyle. How is that transition for you?
Honestly, at first, I did want to say I did used to live here a long time back, 2001 till 2008. Then we moved there. But transitioning to here, I did not want to be here the first 2 weeks. Because again, I built my friendships there. My sisters are there. My whole life had just been in Canada, So coming here was just very difficult. Everyone was telling me like it's hard to find jobs. It's hard to especially because I came here knowing only my family friends. Like I didn't actually have friends. At that time, I was like, okay, يعني, I'm coming to a new country. I moved from the west to Hon, and everything there is just so different. You know, even like I know this might sound weird, but no, even like the way people dress here, it's just so different than there. Like over here, they would see sweatpants and a sweatshirt as PJs, but to me, it's like an everyday wear there. And not only that, but it's like their way of thinking. Honestly, I love it صراحة في Qatar. I feel like their way of thinking here is much better and it's much safer. And I don't know, I just feel like Qatar is more. يعني, at first, I did not want to be here. The first 2 weeks I was here, I did not want to be in Qatar. But later on, as I got used to it and as I saw Qatar and what it is, I guess I started loving it. And then especially because I started content creation in Qatar, like officially, with my Instagram and everything, I saw that it was like making my dreams come to. I saw that Qatar was making my dreams come to life more than Canada when I used to make مثلا YouTube videos. The transition at first wasn't easy, but later on, till now, I'm still adjusting to the, I guess, atmosphere here.
Okay, but you said something about Qatar making your dreams come true. No, I believe that it's you and your hard work.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
If you were in Canada creating content, do it what you like on Instagram, I still believe that there's a huge market there because it's not about where you are. In Qatar, maybe it's easier because everyone just like knows each other, and then if you get to one content, you can get to another connection. I believe it's easier than Canada. But at the end of the day, it's your energy, it's your hard
Thank
work.
you so much.
You know, you can't just
Thank
say.
you. Wallah, that means the world to me. Thank you.
I want you to look at the camera, which is there, right? And I want you to tell the camera, basically, tell the people an advice that they can live by, and something that they can look at from like 5 years from now and be like, actually, no, this is something that I can use in my life.
The quote that I have is, when a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower. So think of it as if you're the flower and yani, you're not going to grow because of the environment around you. Yani, if your environment is very negative, you're not going to be growing. If everyone around you keeps telling you, like, you can't do this, you can't do that, your subconscious mind is going to start believing that. So in order for you to bloom and be the person that you want to be, you have to surround yourself with people that are motivated, people that are supporting you throughout the entire, throughout whatever it is that you want to do in order for you to bloom.
I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
Okay, and I want a sentence about Let's Nirvana. When you think about the podcast, what comes to your mind?
When I think of Nirvana, I think of the people that are actually watching it from outside. I love the fact that you started this podcast because honestly, as I said in the beginning, like you're sharing other people's stories that may not be shown to people on social. For example, like all the stories that I share today, I never show them on social media. فيعني you kind of unlock that thing. It truly inspires, hopefully, it inspires other people to continue and make their dreams come to life, and through people's stories, you know. I like that you do that in your podcast, to be honest. MashaAllah.
I learned a lot from you. Everyone learned from it, and thank you honestly for being so honest, for just being yourself and sharing your love and always being happy. Like honestly, I didn't meet anyone in my life that is happy and that smiles and that shows this like energy no matter what they're going through, because we're all going through hardships, we're all going through difficult moments, but I love the fact that you're like you are holding yourself up, you're smiling, and I love that energy. Honestly, keep it. That's something that's unique.
Wallah, that means the world to me. Thank you. And you too, honestly, like keep it up, keep making more episodes. Jad, you are literally inspiring other people to continue and make podcasts, and for other people to also hear inspiring stories, as I mentioned before. And your podcast is changing someone else's life, honestly, from the stories that and the questions that you come up with and everything. Just good job, and keep it up too. So much, honestly. I'm so happy to be on this.
Wallah, thank you for your time. Thank you for being yourself. And yeah, once again, it's been a pleasure being here. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from you, and I hope we can have more episodes. Maybe we can talk about.
Inshallah, I would be so down. Thank you so much for having me. It's honestly a pleasure for me to be on this.
So thank you.
Can we just do one last thing? Before the episode ends, I love to do hashtag Let's Nirvana. So can we hashtag it? Hashtag Let's Nirvana, guys. Hashtag
letsnirvana.